call me.
What, Friday?
No can do. I got an 8:30 res at Dorsey. Great sea urchin ceviche.
Doors, yeah, Friday night. How do you swing that?
I think he's lying.
Is that a gram?
New card. What do you think?
Woohoo. Very nice. Look at that.
Picked them up from the printers yesterday.
Good coloring.
That's bone.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. Look at this. That is really nice. What do you think?
Nice.
Jesus. But wait. You ain't seen nothing yet. Raised lettering. White.
Impressive. Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God, it even has a watermark.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you're in. I'm HalfLifeSistah, and this is Mojave Wolf Kane.
Everybody,
Welcome to my channel and to another episode of Sister and Wolf Reaction.
what are we doing today?
We
Let
are
me
doing
guess, this?
Porcupine tree. Oh my God, you don't understand how excited I am about this reaction.
Who requested it?
Cygnus. Hi, baby.
Cygnus.
Thank you, baby. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this one. Steven Wilson is like, he's an icon. He's epic, as you know, and he's brilliant. This is his group before he went solo. But honestly,
Look at you knowing stuff.
No, I don't know a whole lot.
Look at you
I don't
knowing
know a whole
stuff.
lot.
Oh crap.
I know a lot.
Steve Wilson has made quite an impact with one song.
I know. He's
With one
significant.
song, we already know everything we need to know about this man.
Yes.
And he has moved me, and I'm sure he's moved you in a way that I have not been moved in a long time. And this was a
Yes.
reaction we did over a year ago.
Over a year ago.
Routine. It's a reaction I will never forget. Every reaction that I do, and I'm sure you feel the same, but every reaction we do is special.
Every last one of them, yes.
And that routine
But
was
that one was significant. I mean, that took up a lot. It pulled up a lot of emotions and thoughts.
just the surprise. I'll never forget
That was
this
the first cry.
that moment where I realized what the song was actually meaning and what the video was
Yes.
actually portraying.
Yeah.
I'll never forget how that affected me, and that's
Yes,
just a
it-
moment
that was-
that. You know, we take pictures of ourselves to remember things.
You
I'm
guys
glad.
take pictures of me a lot.
I'm really I'm really glad I have that moment to remember forever. You know, because it's like when I'm old and gray, I'm still gonna look back on that reaction. And I'm gonna still remember what I was going through at that moment,
Yes, ma'am.
and that feeling I had when
Yeah.
it clicked.
It was heavy.
And I realized this woman lost her family,
Ooh.
and she was just doing her routine. Then I realized
Yes.
what the song meant, and I was like,
Okay,
oh,
listen, it's too early, baby. It's too early.
yeah, that hit hard. So I don't know.
It was
I don't
your
know.
first time crying as well on, well, was it your first time? No, I think it was, Corn was the first one. That was after Corn. Yes, that was well after Corn. Corn was the very first one that you cried.
Well, yeah, but with Corn, I was crying for you.
I
I wasn't
understand,
crying so
baby.
much
I
for the song. In this one, it was the song. So I think this was my first cry for the actual song itself, as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to that deeper meaning that Corn had.
Very, very impactful.
But okay. First of all, great job on this background. I feel like I'm in a Porcupine Tree
I
video
do
right
too,
now.
and I'm glad.
All right, so let's do some background on this real quick and get
Okay.
right into it because I don't want to
Thank
take
you.
too long. Fear of a Black Planet.
A blank planet.
Blank. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's our. I'm thinking of the Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet.
Oh no.
Fear of a Blank Planet. I'm wondering if it has a similar idea in the sense that Fear of a Black Planet is, you know, obviously why racism exists, right? White people are afraid that black people are going to take over. So they feel like, well, yeah, fear of a black planet, fear of
Well, no, I
becoming
know,
the
but I mean, you
minority.
think that they're probably going in that direction, really?
Well, think about it. Fear of a blank planet, fear of extinction, fear
Yeah.
of nothing being here.
Nothing at all.
You know, that's also a pretty good fear and a very likely possibility caused by ourselves, right?
You know what? That is very true, and I think that's how we're going to end up doing ourselves. I think Whatever. But yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
We know we can talk about that for hours, so we're just gonna leave that.
There. Okay.
We'll save that for other videos. But so this is their 9th studio album. So they've been around for a good minute.
Okay.
It's a British progressive rock band.
Yeah.
And of course, since we started this channel, we've been hearing about Porcupine Tree and Steve Wilson.
Yes.
So we feel like we know them, even though we don't know them.
I do feel I know Steven Wilson.
Steven started writing this in 2006 in Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is in Israel. It's a concept heavily influenced by Bret Easton Ellis, his novel Lunar Park. The novel is told from the perspective of a father who bears the name of the novel's author himself, whereas the album is mostly from the son's perspective, an 11-year-old boy named Robbie. Many of the lyrics on Fear of the Black Planet, blank planet, are lifted directly, I'm showing my age, are lifted directly from the novel, particularly My Ashes, which is a homage to the last chapter in which the ashes of Brett's father are scattered and cover the memories of his life. The lyrics deal with 2 typical neurobehavioral development disorders affecting teenagers in the 21st century. Bipolar disorder and attention deficit disorder.
Yes.
And also with other common behavioral tendencies of youth, like escapism through prescription drugs, social alienation caused by technology, a product of information overload by the mass media. Wilson described the main character of the story as this kind of terminally bored kid, anywhere between 10 to 15 years old, who spends all his daylight hours in his bedroom with the curtains closed, playing on his PlayStation, listening to his iPod, texting his friends on his cell phone, looking at hardcore pornography on the internet, downloading music, film, news, and violence.
That is.
So,
that's.
other than the PlayStation, because I was an Xbox kid, that kind of describes me, sure.
Right. That's a lot of young boy.
And that's the weird thing. If I can say, we're gonna have to keep some of this for after the reaction because we're taking too long. I'll put a timer here if you guys want to skip this. But pornography in particular, it's a weird thing where obviously when we were young, it wasn't easy to get. And now it's free and easy for everyone. There's no ID check.
You're right. I know, right?
And while I don't think there's anything wrong with pornography per se, I will say
being
that
introduced to it at a young age is a no-no.
No. Again, perspective and understanding is very important, and I don't think you necessarily have it at a young age. And if you're not guided properly, you can easily get a lot of the wrong messages, and you could also hurt yourself sexually when you get older because if you grow up on pornography, you start to disconnect with what it's like to have sex in real life, and it actually becomes a problem. And this is something nobody ever talks about far as
we saw that especially we heard about that it can cause you to be desensitized.
No, I understand. It does. It absolutely does cause you to be desensitized. For anyone who's experiencing it though, where they feel like they're not able to have a normal partner because of that, there is a treatment for it. There is a cure, and that's abstinence from the pornography. It usually takes about 1 to 2 months. If you can stay off pornography for 1 to 2 months, you'll start to notice your erections coming back. You'll start to notice your libido. You'll start to feel, and then you'll be able to have sex with a partner far more easily. By doing that. The key is the brain becomes used to and desensitized, and you become overstimulated to the point where nothing excites you anymore because you've been shown the greatest of the great, the most deprived of the deprived. Therefore, there's nowhere to go. So anything below that is a letdown, and that has nothing to do with whether or not you're attracted to your partner or not. It has to do with the fact that your brain is overstimulated and it needs a break, and it needs to go back to baseline so that then you have somewhere to work from. So if you're experiencing that, keep that in mind. Moving on, because this probably has nothing to do with the song, and I apologize for constantly getting off topic, but we're going to be doing what today?
Anesthetize.
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 Is that how you pronounce it? Okay. super froggy.
Through the stars like
God.
zombies. Well, what is the point? What can money buy? My hands on a gun, and I find the range. God tempt me. Well, what did you say? Think I'm passing out. Only empathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Only MTV, God philosophy.
It's a good sound right there. This is solo number 3. I'm surprised this is sounding coherent. This is very, very interesting.
Only empathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Only MTV, God philosophy.
I really like that sound. I like that they brought that back.
I love this.
Do we know how long this is?
I don't.
So we have the pill rotating.
Uh-huh.
Is that supposed to be like
That's the part
Prozac
with-
or
that's
Xanax
the-
or
The self,
the self-medicating?
yeah.
Could it just be self? Could be like prescribed? You know how every time a kid has a problem, they
Well,
want to
yeah.
give him some
Doesn't have to always be drugs, yeah.
brain-altering drugs.
Oh my god, what is this?
Maybe this is the Anesthetize part. You know how he's going under.
Concept song?
Might be a whole concept album based on what we read.
Wow. Things are mellowing out now.
was counting out the waves, and I followed the short life. As they broke on the shoreline, I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. You were holding your head in the breeze, turning away from me in this moment. You were stolen as black across the sun.
Wow, this is just wow.
Thank you, Tilburg. Thank you.
Just the whole concert?
Did you get the right song?
Oh, okay.
Or just
I thought
ended-
they were about to start the next song. I'm like, I figured I would have noticed that, right?
Wow, that was an experience, a journey. Oh my God, what a journey that was.
I think that mellowing out at the end was the Anesthetize part.
Anesthetized
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
they got the drug flowing, and then you pop it in, and suddenly
What a great job.
the behavior mellows out, right?
Oh man, I felt that. Did
Allegedly.
You felt that too, right? Like
Yeah,
really?
yeah. You did that sharp turn there,
Oh my God.
because that middle half, I started to recognize the lyrics from what we were reading as far as the boy being in his room. So I feel like
Oh.
that middle part, because that got so erratic, was the boy getting erratic.
Getting right, of course.
And
of course.
behavior becoming a problem, and I particularly that crazy part that went crazy was very clean and well organized. It didn't sound muddy or crazy. They really were playing very cleanly and with everything all at once.
Hands down.
Usually that sounds
Yes.
very messy, but I was surprised at how
Exactly.
how clean that was. How
Right?
it was done. It was meant to sound chaotic, but it wasn't chaotic.
Exactly. Thank you. Good job.
Well, thank you. I mean, go ahead. You do. You
Well,
speak
no,
on
you
it.
did. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. And I thought and I felt that as well. So I love it that you're saying what I was thinking, what I was feeling. Wow. Cygnus, thank you so very much for giving me more of Stephen Wilson. I've been wanting him for a while, ever since.
And again, this is Porcupine Tree, right? So we're getting more than just Steven.
I know, of course.
But I was surprised how much it reminded me of Routine.
Really?
Particularly the first half, I heard elements of Routine in it. I heard his style of playing, and I heard like some elements in it that reminded me a lot of Routine.
You know,
But then the second half, particularly when the guy with the, I guess what you would call the falsetto came in, that's when I kind of felt like maybe I was hearing more Porcupine Tree, more of the band, because that's when it kind of had a different feel for me.
Okay.
And very proggy, and I'm trying not to say that is a bad thing. Something that I'm going to have to listen to multiple times. I could already tell there were plenty of moments in this song where I was really enjoying myself, and again heard things that I like. And then there was moments where I was just enjoying it, but I was just kind of waiting to see what was coming up next. And I think when you have a song with this many layers, I mean, it feels like multiple songs in one, which is how most prog songs seem to be. I think part of the appeal, I think I'm starting to maybe understand, is the idea of constantly going back to this song and hearing something new and enjoying different parts. I think when a song is this complex and how often it changes and how many layers it has, that maybe part of the appeal is that rediscovery of something new. It's not just that you come here for this one beat and that's it.
Of course not.
One day you might be enjoying the first half. Another week you might be enjoying the second half a little bit more, and you kind of
I'm sorry.
whatever,
I'm sorry.
however long it takes you to get to the next section.
That is very interesting that you say that, because for me, I didn't think it was that progressive feeling. I mean, it was progressive. You can tell and hear it was progressive, but it wasn't like power in your face, progressive like a lot of progressive songs are. There was a nice consistent flow, and it didn't really change paces a lot for me. And I mean, I can't think of a particular beat necessarily, because I probably have to hear it again a few times. But I enjoyed it, you know. I mean, music moves me in a different way. I'm not listening to it and overly, not that you are, but overly analyzing the things, you know,
I'm
that I'm
overanalyzer
hearing.
by nature.
You know, sometimes things stand out to me a little more than normally when I'm listening to music. But for the most part, I enjoyed and I allowed it to take me to a place, you know, an emotional space that I wasn't before. So
it was a great adventure, and there were several moments that I was really digging. But as far as the subject matter, I don't know. I mean, it's like we can go on for hours on this, and I don't know how long we're gonna make this reaction. It's something that I would love to talk about, but it honestly feels endless, because I hear so much about mental health and mental issues, and I think I'm just gonna leave you with this thought, which is altering medications and drugs are good for some people, but not everyone, and I feel like it's overprescribed. And I think that if you are dealing with depression and you haven't done the absolute basics first, which is diet, exercise, getting enough sleep, and making sure that you have a healthy family environment, if you haven't done those basics first before reaching out to medication or anything else, that's the standard. And I don't think anyone who does not exercise does not fully grasp or understand the life-changing aspect and the brain chemistry aspect of it that is really, please research it. I'm not gonna go on a whole diatribe on it, but that and diet and cutting sugar out of your diet will change your brain chemistry significantly. So if you haven't at least tried that first, give that a shot. Because my concern with medications, and people on medication will tell you this, the body and the mind and everything gets used to and gets desensitized to everything. So the medication is good for the short term, but as a lifetime choice, it will bring you problems later on in life.
Young people and old people are put on medications for years and years, and there's just very little knowledge about what happens after that. We don't have longitudinal studies about people on these medications for decades.
They get a very quick prescription of a pill, and then there may not be an endpoint.
Even if you are on medication, I would say do the exercise and the diet as well, so that way when the medication doesn't work as well over the years, you are balancing it out with these other factors which affect your DNA and your brain chemistry and your entire body on a significant level. Please, if you haven't tried, just try that. That's all I will say on this mental issue. Just try it.
It's a very sensitive topic to discuss as it pertains to people and their prescription drugs. That some feel it helps them, some feel it, you know. So I mean, that's a sensitive situation for
People
me.
think drugs,
For example.
because it's drug, they feel like that will work more. They don't, but again, because they haven't tried, and when I say try,
The
I
power
don't
of the
mean
mind.
exercise for a week or diet for a week. I'm talking about real
effort.
life change. Significant change will make a significant difference. I promise you. I promise you.
So often the way we treat or conceptualize mental illness is we focus on the mental health symptoms, and there's a divide between the mental and physical health care of people experiencing mental illness. Our vision is that exercise becomes a routine part of care for people experiencing mental illness.
That's all I'll say on that.
Moving forward, not sideways. Thank you so very much
Yeah.
for this song. I enjoyed it a lot. And to my patrons, give me more Steven Wilson. Give me some more Pink Floyd. Give me some more Night. Give me some more good stuff, okay? Moving forward.
Thank you, Cygnus.
Yes, thank you, baby. I love you, Cygnus. Thank you, baby, for loving us. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up. I think spit just came out the side of my mouth.
Keep it moving. It's fine.
Comment below.
Yeah, spit never hurt anybody.
Do not leave without subscribing, but also do share our content as well. And my eyes are crossing too.
And as always,
keep it metal forever, baby. I love you
you.
guys. Be good to yourself, okay?
100%.
Bye.
This sort of unexplored question in psychiatry, which is like, there are these pills that really do help people in their lives, but like, what do we know about how long people are on them, and how do we decide when to get off? And when they do get off, do we know how to have them get off?
My first label was bipolar disorder, and I'd also be labeled with major depression, social anxiety disorder, borderline personality disorder, substance abuse disorder.
When you have a mental illness, it causes you great suffering, and when you're a normal person, you can sort of cope with it better. But for Laura, she was put on a lot of Prozac, and she just kept taking more and more medications and sort of feeling more and more removed from society and more identified with this like sick person who was never going to have a functioning life and who was sort of chronically ill. The word prescription cascade is used to describe what happens when someone is prescribed a medication and there's a side effect of that medication, and then another medication is prescribed to treat that side effect, and then it keeps going like that. You get put on one medication and that causes maybe sexual dysfunction, so you get put on Viagra. Maybe the medication causes sleep difficulty, so you get put on Ambien, and then the Ambien is making you so groggy in the morning that you get put on Adderall. More and more medical literature kept being published about the difficulties that people have going off of medications, and particularly antidepressants. It is this growing awareness that there is this like gap that no one really knows how to get off of medications.